Well, a little while back, I was privileged to attend part of a conference put on by the StreetLevel Network, a national network with a goal to link Canadians from coast to coast who are engaged in the fight against poverty. In fact, here's the cap that they gave me. Fight against poverty and homelessness right in our own backyards. Regional conferences have been taking place where members can keep informed about the current issues, identify and address gaps in their service provision, share best practices, and create partnerships that will make a difference. Now, this vital work caught our attention at Crossroads, and we were able to help make these conferences possible. Thanks to you who've supported our Crossroads Relief and Development Fund, serving those in need both near and far. And this effort is obviously one of those near ones, near and dear. I interviewed some of the leaders and participants in the regional street-level conference that was held in Toronto recently, and we want to share another one of those interviews now. It's with Pat Nixon, founder of the Mustard Seed Ministry in Calgary, who once lived on the streets himself, and he now serves as the national director of the StreetLevel Network. Well, the amazing work that you founded in Calgary, I understand it it continues on, but it mobilizes some 10,000 volunteers over the course of a year?
Over the course of a year, and it built some incredible programs to be able to help people out. They've done a wonderful job. But now there's people right across the country, right from Newfoundland to Vancouver Island, who are asking the question, what do we do? How do we do it? Yeah. And I think one of the best things that we can do for StreetLevel is to network them effectively so they can have a discussion about that, and we can actually start to implement some incredible ministry in this country.
And that's exactly what you're doing, and I commend you on this vision, because it's so needed. As you say, people, they want to help out, they want to do something, and they might not have the tools or the know-how, and people like yourself and Tim Huff, between you, over 50 years of street experience and working with the homeless and marginalized. And so this type of event here in Southern Ontario is being repeated right across the country. Tell us about some of the other places
We've had gatherings in just north of St. John's, Newfoundland. We've had gatherings in Montreal. This is our second one happening here in Toronto. We're having right now our second one coming up into Kelowna, but we're also working with communities in Vancouver, in Winnipeg, in Halifax, and or communities like Prince George or British Columbia, saying, please come in our community, gather us together, and let's have this discussion. And some very interesting ones too. We're looking at Norway House, Manitoba. I mean, that's so far north that it's a long way up there. And here's a reserve up there of First Nations people saying, gather us together and let's talk about justice and what justice looks like. And so here's a chance for us to share literally from north to south and west to east about what Christ does and how Christ uses us in reaching out to the marginalized of the country.
And anytime people are joined together in unity to help each other, to sharpen each other, that's something that excites us at Crossroads, the Ministry of Crossroads, because we know there's power in that kind of unity.
There's a celebration happening here, and that's something that we can do together at Crossroads and StreetLevel, is to come together to celebrate what God's doing. He's doing some wonderful work through his people. This is a chance for us to be grateful. And people say, why do you do this? I do this because I have a grateful heart. Yeah. Because what Christ has done in my life, he loves me so much. The only reason why I could do this is because I'm absolutely grateful to do it. And so I'm hoping to spread that across the country, help people realize how grateful we should be.
All right, a great organization. And the StreetLevel conferences are going on. It was great to participate there with them. And we'll have a couple more interviews. I did about 4 or 5 interviews at the conference, and we'll have some more in coming days.
So great to see this taking wings. Wonderful.